This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. It feels a bit weird.
It's boss. I think it's great. Boxing's back.
Boxing is back, absolutely. And
proper boxing as well, as we've just named all them fights there. There's some absolute barn burners on there. It really is, and I can't wait to watch them, mate. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to get back to work.
Let's just kind of talk about it. We're at the Matchroom Fight Camp. You thought that this was the ring, didn't you?
Oh, I said to Mike Goodall as I come in, I said, listen Mike, that you can't be fighting in that, and he just laughed. He laughed at me and said, don't be daft, Tony. He said, no, that's just the show ring, basically, when we have media workouts that you can dance around and look great. Listen mate, if you turn up and put that as the ring, no fight's going to go past 3 rounds.
But this is, it was an adventurous idea when Eddie Hearn kind of put the pictures out about 6 weeks ago, but this is a reality. This is happening now, and they're using, obviously, the spaces here at the Matchroom headquarters to great effect. It's a brilliant idea to do this here. It's
brilliant, mate, and I say, Eddie's always been that person who just never stops, relentless with his work rate and just always at it, just always thinking of doing something. I mean, in lockdown, I think he had about 6 shows going at once. I didn't even realise that how many he had going until I had to look on my social media and put our show that me and him had done out there, and then I thought, here's another show, there's another show, there's another, and I was thinking, okay, now what's this fucking fella madman doing? I said to him, just stay at home and spend time with the kids and your missus, you lunatic. But he doesn't. He never stops working, to be fair. And as I say, mate, the harder you work, the luckier you get. You know, he's in a fantastic position to have a garden that's a mini park.
Yeah.
And he can put these fights on. Ultimately, as I've said before, it needs this to happen. Because boxing needs to come back, because in the situation that we're in, fighters are losing out, they're not getting paid, Cougs. And it's frightening, you know, it's not like football where, you know, go to work, train, you get paid. This is literally, you know, we only get paid when we fight, and the lads need to be out fighting. So, well done, kudos to Eddie Hearn. He's got the boxing back on. 4 bills, 4 weeks, culminating in just a monster of a fight in Povetkin and Dillian White. It's a fascinating fight. We'll come on to
that. Recently was the anniversary of your epic night. As everyone reminded you, obviously, on the day, and you're still so humble about it. It's like you can't still believe it happened, and you say that's the greatest night, even though obviously you had them 2 well publicised fights with David Hay, etc. That
they don't even come close.
But that was the night for you, and it will never change.
I wish I could have retired after it. I really do, but I was far away from financial security, so that's the only reason I carried on fighting. Don't get me wrong, you'll go into every fight and you want to win, but I just wished me career could have ended that night at Goodison Park. That would have been the whole, you know, that was my dream, just to fight Goodison. You've got to remember, there'd never been a fight at Goodison Park before. And it was just, it's surreal, mate. It's just, I still can't believe it happened. And I have to watch it back on TV because, you know, your memory is dazed and scrapped in certain ways as a fighter. You know, you don't remember the best of everything, the best part. So when you look back on the videos and you see them, it just gives you the good memories and the good times.
I know when you were doing your podcast with Eddie Hearn, which were very good actually, all the episodes, you had great guests on it. It was very good, watch all of them. I know there was like a few lines in there about comments about you made about Andy Ruiz, and people going, is Bellew coming back? Because people were phoning me going, is Tony Bellew making a comeback? What's this about him and Andy Ruiz? I was like, no, I don't think Tony Bellew's making a comeback, but just wanted you to kind of clarify what you actually said. And
I phoned Ed and I was bored, and I just thought I'd have a bit of Andy Ruiz, and he was like, you don't need it, you don't need to be doing it. But I don't know, I don't know, after I'd done the SAS show, my body had been finished after I finished boxing. You know, I broke my hands 6 times, fractured or broke them, same thing really. I've had injuries, ankles, knees. I snapped my ligaments in my ankle. That took 5 months to come back from. But after doing the SAS show, I got pushed to certain limits that I thought, I can still do a bit here. I've got something left. And I definitely thought about fighting again when I came out of the show.
Did you really?
Yeah, that was what was going through my mind. I thought, my body can get through this, because if I got through that, and believe you me, everyone would think, oh, it was just a show. That what was filmed on that show doesn't even do it justice. You've seen 10% of what really went on. You know, I don't think I slept more than 24, 25 hours in the 10, 11 days. You just don't sleep, and you're just constantly on edge, and then you're just getting the hoop ripped out of you left, right, and centre. mentally, it's probably the toughest thing I've ever done. But I'd say when I finished it and got through it, I just thought, I was thinking about fighting. I was at peace in my mind at a certain part, and I just thought, do you want to scrap again? And then I spoke to my missus and stuff like that, a couple of close people I trust, and came to the conclusion, just leave it alone. And then this Andy Ruiz thing popped up, and I just thought, I definitely could beat him. I just wouldn't let him get near me. And every time he tried to get near me, he'd pay heavily, because I can pop a little bit. But it's
So where's your thought process currently today around what you're telling me?
I don't know, mate. Eddie's just laughing and joking with Frank, saying, fancy you doing something on the 22nd? And I was like, don't start. I couldn't make cruiserweight safely anymore. He murdered me the last time. Doesn't matter though, so I got beat up no matter what off him. He was unbelievable. But yeah, I don't know. So
you're not ruling it out.
No,
you're not ruling it out.
I am, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Don't make sense. Do I am, but I'm not.
It does make sense, actually.
Yeah, I want to, but you can never say never, can you? So I don't know, mate. I really don't know.
We know it's not now for you. Like I said, I'm assuming you financially kind of secured you and your family's life, so it's not about the money for you anymore. And the Usyk fight wasn't about the money for you, is it? That was fighting the best cruiserweight.
Just facing the best fighter who everybody said I wouldn't have the balls to face. That's all them belts. I just wanted the shot of trying to be better than I ever thought it could be. I've always believed deep down I was good enough to be a world champion. And I genuinely believe when I won that WBC title, I was the best cruiserweight in the world. When I defeated Umanga Makabu, who is now the current cruiserweight WBC champion, on that night I was the best cruiserweight in the world. There was no playing around.
Do you think you get more credit for it now, considering what's happened to Makabu to back then? Because it was only like hardcore boxing fans that knew what a dangerous fight that was for you.
I didn't pay much attention, to be honest, Kugan. I still don't really know. I was a massive underdog going into the fight, to the Makabu fight, and he done what he done. He was, like I say, brilliant fighter, but it doesn't bother me if I get credit or not. I know how good it was, and as I say, when I won that cruiserweight title, I was the best cruiserweight in the world. Gregory Droz opted not to face Umanga Makabu for whatever have you reason. Gassiev and Usyk were still fighting 8 rounders, and as I say, when I knocked out Umanga Makabu, mate, I was the best cruiserweight in the world. Hence why David Hayes signed up to fight me at the time, because he probably looked at me thinking he is the best cruiserweight in the world. I'm going to give him a pasting, and he came unstuck, didn't he, over 2 nights.
Heavyweight division has gone into overdrive over this lockdown period. Obviously there's a lot been going on, but I did want to kind of get your reaction to some news that come out that even though the fight is a far way off, the fight with Joshua and Fury kind of made significant steps when Eddie Hearn revealed that the financial aspect, which is the most important of it, the splits, has been agreed. So even though it's a long way away, that step has been taken now. So fans can kind of get excited, but maybe not too excited yet.
It's just brilliant that they're speaking. That's fantastic. I think it's great news. It shows that both fighters are willing to face each other, as we've always known. Tyson Fury runs from no one, and now does Anthony Joshua. So it's fascinating to see how it'll pan out. But both guys have got dangerous fights coming up, and that's what's got to be focused on right now. Kubrat Pulev is no one's mug, mate. He is no one's gimme. Believe you me, he can punch with both hands. I remember watching him as an amateur in European Championships, seeing him around the world. A really good, strong fighter. And then you have Deontay Wilder, who's capable of doing anything when he lands that right hand. So you can't look too far forward yet. Yes, it's fascinating. It's fantastic that we're talking about it. These guys have agreed. I would think just to split whatever goes, and it's happening. It really is. It's happening. So the biggest fight Britain's ever seen, ever. And we've seen some mega fights. I mean, we really have. But this will be something else. Tyson Fury's captured people's imaginations with his story, his downfall, his comeback. It's been amazing to watch from afar. And I've known Tyson, an absolute diamond of a fella. A really good person. AJ, another diamond of a fella. I've obviously got my opinion on who I think wins, but it doesn't in no way reflect on them as people and what their boxing styles is. It's just styles make fights, in my opinion. It's just one of them. It's a prediction. I've got many wrong, by the way, but I'll stand by the prediction that I made.
When I hear you speak about the fight, you've made it clear to me, and I heard you speak about this the other day on Sky, that you believe that if Anthony Joshua is going to win, it has to be between the first 6 rounds,
yes.
and then it becomes possibly Tyson Fury's fight. But
100%.
do you have an outright winner, as in your head? I know you've given a situation, if that happens, that could happen, or if that happens, but do you know in your head how that happens? Or what way that goes?
I've looked at Tyson Fury, and I've looked at it from a perspective of one day I may fight him. As we know, I sat down with him and had meetings with him when David pulled out the second fight. Me and him sat down in a travel in and battered out a deal between us, shook hands and went to do it, until Longlegs over there decided to tell me not to. And I still believe to this day that the Tyson Fury that never had no warm-up fight for 3 years and was in the shape he was in could have been beaten. But the Tyson Fury who had after one warm-up fight was only going to slap my ass and send me packing. So there's a couple of ways I could describe this fight happening, and would I be very confident in saying it, or would I put like my house on it? Of course I wouldn't know, because it's heavyweight boxing. But watching Tyson Fury and thinking the only way to beat him is you've got to have a fighter who doesn't care what's coming back. He's got to be relentless in his pressure, but he also has to have the boxing brain and the athletic prowess to get there and be able to do it. Now, Deontay Wilder had one of them attributes. He had the power to hurt him, but the things that he didn't have is the athletic prowess of, and don't that's maybe the wrong way to, because he's a brilliant athlete, Deontay Wilder. He's basically a basketballer with a pair of boxing gloves on. So explosive, so long, so lean, so powerful, but he doesn't have the genuine boxing brain that's needed to set traps for someone like Tyson Fury. You're talking about Anthony Joshua here, is a better athlete probably than Deontay Wilder. He is not as big a puncher, but is a better, far better boxer on a technical level, from his footwork to everything right the way through. Anthony Joshua is just an outstandingly better fighter than Deontay Wilder. Don't forget, an Olympic gold medalist. So you have that amateur background and that pedigree. That all them things I've just said there combined, that along with his strength, speed and power, I don't see Anthony Joshua standing off Tyson Fury being scared to get in, like Deontay Wilder was in that rematch. I said this before the rematch. I said Tyson Fury will pick off where he left off in that first fight. If you remember, everyone goes, well, Tyson Fury was on the floor in that 12th round. Listen, mate, he got up like the Undertaker, and then he was beating Deontay Wilder up in the last minute of the fight. Just go back and watch it if you don't believe me. He was, I'm not joking, he was close to stopping Deontay Wilder at the end of that first fight. And he went in there as a rematch with the exact same confidence of, this time I'm just going to sit down a little bit more and use my weight and lean on him when I get close. Instead of trying to dance, move and jockey around him, he changed the style completely. And I knew he'd do that. And I knew Sugar Hill would implement that along with Andy Lee. I thought it was a brilliant game plan that they done. But as I've said before, Anthony Joshua is someone who, when you get close, he will throw that many punches that are technically correct. I'm not talking about windmills that hit the lights above his head. I'm talking about these inside, short uppercut, the one that Klitschko with, the long left hook, and the body shot. He has a full resume of punches that he can rely on. Now we go on to Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a better boxer than Anthony Joshua. There's no debating that. He's harder to hit than Anthony Joshua, yes. Is he a bigger puncher? Absolutely not, no. Is he quicker than Anthony Joshua? With a single jab, maybe, yes. With the single pot shot of a right hand, yes. But is there anything in them? No. Not when they first come on like that. If he sits down on the punches like he did in the Wilder rematch, they're much easier to predict and you'll see coming. So Joshua's not going to fall for them. It's not going to happen like that. And the reason I say the 6 rounds is because he needs to get Fury exchanging with him immediately. I don't think Tyson Fury's got him. I think he's going to box move, he's going to use his skills, he's going to make it slippery for 4 or 5, 6 rounds. He's going to wait to start seeing the steam coming out of Joshua gradually. That's going to be his plan. Don't be silly early doors, take unnecessary risks. Put him on a heavy jab. When he comes close, lean on him. You're going to have a huge weight advantage going in. Lean on him, pressure him, do what you've got to do. But it's when you're leaning on someone like Anthony Joshua and putting pressure on him, he's going to bang off them 4, 5, 6 punch combinations. And he's the best combination punching heavyweight in the world by a mile. No one even... The speed of his shots once he's on the inside, KUGAN is phenomenal for a heavyweight. As I've said, they're his strengths. Tyson Fury's strengths are, he's going to make it tremendously awkward for the first 5 or 6 rounds. He's going to make a miss, but at some point Joshua's feet will get there, and he will close down that space. There's no debating it. It's going to happen. And when he does, what is Tyson Fury going to do? We all know he's vulnerable. He's always been vulnerable, as any heavyweight is, but he is vulnerable. Steve Cunningham had him flat on his back. It's not a shock when he goes down. It's not a shock at all. I mean, who's the big dope who had him down the last time he was down? You know, these fellas aren't in the calibre of someone like Anthony Joshua. And also, let's put it into retrospect, they're nowhere near as big a puncher as Anthony Joshua. And then people will also give you the thing of, oh well, Klitschko couldn't do it, and Klitschko is a bigger puncher than Joshua. Potentially, yes, but let's all be totally honest, Klitschko was just bamboozled. Klitschko was absolutely petrified of getting hit by Tyson Fury. Joshua's not going to have that fear going in of getting hit by him. He just doesn't have it. And don't get me wrong, if Fury does sit down on the punches and tags AJ coming in early, then he's very capable of knocking him out. Because I say both guys are vulnerable. It's the heavyweight division. They're both weighing over 17, 18 stone. But I just every time I weigh this up and every time I try and break it down tactically, I just can't see past an AJ knockout in the first 6 rounds. And then, as I say, if it goes past 6, fucking hell, mate, you're in trouble. Because then, you know, if you can't figure out his puzzle in 6 rounds, you're in deep shit.
I just want to ask you about some comments that...
the main thing is, what I'll say, sorry to interrupt you, is, all as I really care about is seeing both fighters come out safe. Yeah. Both of them put in the performances that they trained to put in. And they both come out safe, because they're both family men. They're both really good people. I've got a lot of time for both of them. I really have. I've known Tyson Fury a long time, all the way back from the amateur sparring together on England camps. He's a really good lad. He is. People are now seeing the proper Tyson Fury and not how he was perceived in the past. They've seen that over these last few years. And with AJ, I couldn't speak highly enough of him. Of what you see is what you get. It literally is. You know, everyone, oh, he's such a nice guy. He looks like, he's just such a down-to-earth, honest person, and straight up. I'll tell you how it is. And I say, both guys remain healthy and safe, make an absolute fortune. And one of you is going to become undisputed unified heavyweight champion of the world. Good luck to them.
Tony, I did an interview with Tyson Fury 3 days ago.
My ass is sweating, mate.
Right. I did an interview with Tyson Fury only 3 days ago, and I'm going to quote what Tyson Fury said. He said that Deontay Wilder would do to Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua what he did to Dominic Breazeale. He's absolutely convinced that both of them get knocked out, in his words, unconscious by Wilder, either Joshua or White. They were in the words of Tyson Fury. What do you think about that?
If he lands, you can't dispute that. If he lands. But then, but at the same time, Deontay Wilder is capable of doing that to Tyson Fury. He's capable of... Deontay Wilder is capable... I mean, he's the greatest one-trick pony boxing's ever seen. Because if that trick lands, mate, it's a fucking hell of a trick. You just wake up in an ambulance. So, it's... he's capable of doing that. Tyson Fury's not just told me something that everyone knows. You know, he's not saying something new. He's saying that he thinks that will happen. I don't. If Wilder catches anyone, as I've said, that they're going with someone like Joshua, he's so much technically better than Deontay Wilder, as Tyson Fury was, and shown it on the night. He could make a fool of the... Well, the thing with AJ is he's not out there to make a fool of anyone, he's out there to punish people. But with his technique and his timing, he brutalised Deontay Wilder. As you're coming in, these things that come from here, you see him out, it's just boom, boom, straight down the pipe with such explosiveness and ferocity. It's good night, mate. It's good night for Vienna. So I can't help but see, you know, AJ defeating. Now, if you'd said to me, I actually think probably one of the hardest fights out there for AJ would be Dillian in a rematch. It's just styles make fights. It's like me fighting David Haye. David Hayes a better boxer than me, he's a better fighter than me, I'm happy to say that, but he was never going to beat me, because my styles make fights. Just like if I was to face someone like Jean-Marc Mormec, I was never going to beat someone like Jean-Marc Mormec. The style is all wrong, he'll wear me down and I'll be finished. David Haye knocked out Jean-Marc Mormec. There's some fights, I say it's just styles make fights, and it swings and roundabouts like that. Dylan's style is a bad one for AJ. A really good body puncher, someone who's getting better as he goes on, patience that he has. don't get me wrong, you've still got to make AJ favour going in, but I can really see deep problems in that one. Like I can see in the Fury one is, I make AJ the slight favours on what I think's going to happen. That's all I'm purely based on what I think will happen when the two of them come together. But you know, if someone gives me £1,000, says edge your bets here, I'm literally going 600 quid, AJ first 6, 400 quid, Fury last 6. That's how I'm going.
It's a slight edge. You slightly edge Joshua,
it's a slight edge, and that's all as it is. So I know the people listening or watching this that are going to say, these AJ. I've known Fury longer than I've known AJ. It's just a prediction. That's all it is. And I think the world of both of them. I really do. So it is what it is, mate. We'll see how it goes.
John, let me ask you, what did you make of? There was a backlash from AJ's comments recently at the protest in Watford. What did you make of that situation?
I've heard so many different things. AJ's racist, AJ's this, the boy's got a white manager, a white trainer, friends are white, probably some of his family's white, you know what I mean? He's basically said, so everyone likes to keep things in the community. It's just plain and simple. Do I think it was worded wrong? Yes, I think it was worded wrong. But his actual message and what he was putting out there was actually right. No one says anything to the Jewish community when the Jewish community want to keep it in there. No one says anything to the Chinese community when the Chinese community want to keep things in-house. He's just trying to ask for his community to be kept in-house and keep it here. There's nothing wrong with that, Kugan. Communities are always going to exist in the world because, you know, everyone is different. Don't get me wrong, I'm the biggest one for it. We're all, at the end of the day, one race. I don't look at myself as seeing colour or anything. I'm half black, I'm half white. I'm as much black as I am white. And I've always said that I've never been put out there in any other way. Now, all this racism stuff and stuff like that, just get to the point of just fucking, I don't know, I'm just sick of hearing it all, mate. It's just too much. I mean, you're trying to rewrite it. You can't change the history. I put it on my social media. I don't go on social media much anymore because it's full of fucking plant pots. But when I do get on it, sometimes I'll just speak my mind, which sometimes isn't the right thing to do because, you know, things can be perceived in a different way. But at the same time, you know, I put one thing on social media it's I forgot what I filmed, but on social media now, it was something along the lines of there's good people and bad people. There's only one race in the world, the human race. I don't care whether you're black, white, yellow, whatever. And before anyone comes out giving me this shit, I'm as much black as I am white. You can't change history, but you can learn from it. So all of these things that are being done and these people what they're doing, rioting and stuff like that, all that you're doing is making it worse. Change by going forward, by putting something positive out there. Let's change for the better. That's what you want to do. And I've seen racism basically my whole life. And it's horrible. It's horrible at times. But, you know, what can you do? I just hope racism dies out with the ages, because it's very rare I see people around my age or younger that are racist these days. It's kind of the older mentality. It's the older age. It's the years before us where you see it. Well, personally, what I've seen over the years, racism isn't, you're not born racist. It's taught, mate.
It's taught to you, yeah. It's taught. Absolutely.
100%. So no one's born and goes, I don't like you. It's just not how it goes. It's easier to love someone than it is to hate someone. It's a strange one. That's I've seen racism all my life. Bloody hell. From every spectrum and every level. And it's a strange
You've seen it, but have you suffered it growing up?
As I say, mate, people will look at me and think I'm white, but then other people in my area who grew up with me think I'm black. So it's a strange one. I'm a mix. I just look at myself as a good person. Yeah,
which is what it is.
My mother will say to me, I'm black, but you know, I will look at myself as I'm a son.
Yes, yeah.
I am what I am. I'm like this funny fucking yellowy colour. I've been getting called yellow belly most of my life. I don't know, mate. I don't know, but what I'd hope for is, you know, there's been times when my mother's been racially abused and my white father's got up and smashed someone's jaw in. So these things have happened over the years, but as I say, when will it end? I don't know. All I can say is, in my household, my kids don't see colour; they just see the people.
So it should be,
and that's what it should be. Don't get me wrong, with the music I listen to, they actually hear these words. but that's never going to change. Mate.
And we know the type of music you listen to as well.
So as I say, mate, I don't know the way forward, but what I think we do need to do, it's great that we're coming together with communities and part of, you know, helping out and doing whatever. I just, the sooner we get rid of racism on a whole, the better. It is slowly but surely going, but then, as we say, it's what's the word I'm looking for? System. It's in the hierarchies of places, and the hierarchies of places is run by the older generation, and that's why it remains where it remains. But slowly but surely, the hierarchy is being broken down in places, and people will see a difference. I'm 100% positive of that.
Just finally, Tony, people have got to have a little bit of sympathy for Dylan White's situation with the WBC.
He's been. I always have. I think it's fucking
sitting there for what, 1,000 days now.
And
I think.
And I know Mauricio Suleiman personally. Brilliant guy. Yeah, he is the president of the best organisation in the world, in my opinion. It's just that you're being put in such a difficult, tight spot, and ultimately by Deontay Wilder. That's who all this has come down to. Deontay Wilder chose to face Dominic Breazeale instead of getting a record payday at the time to face Deontay Wilder, to face Dillian White. That's all it comes down to. Why did he choose to face Dominic Breazeale when he had his #1 mandatory sitting there waiting? So I don't know. You know, Dillian's come through so much. That Rivas fight, mate, that puts years on fighters. He fights anyone anywhere. The Joseph Parker fight, another gut-wrenching fight, and he just keeps fighting quality opponents after quality opponents. He deserves a break, and I have no qualms in stating this, that the WBC want him to get a shot. They do want him to get there, but when you've got a champion who's wanting to cherry pick all the time, and he's a powerful champion with a name, then it is what it is. So, but that champion's gone now, and I absolutely guarantee you, Tyson Fury will face him if Tyson Fury remains WBC champion, because Tyson Fury doesn't run from no man. He faces everyone and anyone, and that's the way it is, mate. I really do wish him luck. He deserves it. Once again, going into another big fight with Alexander Povetkin.
Yeah.
You know, a big crunch fight. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Tony, listen, thank you very much for your time. Good to catch up, mate.
I need to get this t-shirt off and then waft it off
No
because
worries.
I am dripping with sweat.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks.